Well, hello there. It's that time again, once again, like it is every week. It's time for that blog that truly blazes. Here on October 15th of 2010, here I sit with my good friend Marissa Cohen.
Hi, good to be here.
And this truly is a blog that blazes. As a famous man once said, give me blog or give me death. Something like that. Okay. Well, it's time to blaze forth with our blog. Marissa's a good helper. She's a knowledgeable astrologer. She's a good tarot reader in her own right. And she's also a psychic medium, which means she can communicate with the departed. So let's go ahead and just go right into this reading. The first card is the last card of the previous week's reading. Now that card was the Queen of Wands. Now the Queen of Wands is a very fiery feminine energy. It's attributed to Leo, which is a sign that projects great strength, great empowerment. It definitely stands up for itself, and it likes to be the center of attention. It also tends to be very loyal and demand that loyalty in return. Now what this means is we may have felt very powerful. We may have been feeling very, very strong, very much like we don't want to be pushed by anybody. We're going to stand up on our own 2 feet, and this also could have led to a great spurt of creativity. Go ahead, Marissa.
Well, what's interesting about, I think, this entire week is that it's really all about the fixed sign energy. I think it was about that last week. I think it's shaping up to look like that this week as well. In other words, Leo is a fixed sign, very stubborn, very aware of itself, very showy, very creative. Right now, while we don't have a lot of fire signs that are active in the heavens right now, we have a moon in Aquarius starting today, which is going to be directly opposite the Leo energy that we're talking about. So we have Aquarius, very fixed, very stubborn, very, very loving, but sort of a love for community and friends, whereas Leo is more love of the self. So we're going to be feeling those 2 energies together as we're coming out of this past week. So interesting.
Yeah, that is interesting because I'm Aquarius sun sign.
Right.
And I'm Leo rising, so to have the Aquarius moon and all this Leo energy, it's definitely...
So it's going to be really kicking things up for you, Bob. You're going to be feeling that.
Yeah, I'm surprised I'm as calm as I am. I feel inwardly calm because these kind of energies can be very jangling.
Especially when they're in opposition, yeah.
Yeah, and they're in opposition, they can really rub you raw. And I don't feel like irritable.
That's good.
You know, yeah, I don't feel angry. And I mean, I have in the past because the Leo Aquarius axis is difficult. It's a very high tension kind of thing. And that power is not going to let up because the next card that we're coming into is lust. Now, lust is called strength. In the Rider-Waite Tarot, in the Crowley-Thoth Tarot, it's called lust. It doesn't have that much to do with sex lust as much as it does the lust for life. Again, it's attributed to Leo. So we're getting a double dosage or a continuation of the Leo energy. So that state of empowerment, that state of strength, and that enhanced creativity, that's going to continue on for us over at least the next several days. Go ahead and share your insight too.
Well, what's interesting, again, it's all about, this is like the astrology version of Vogue. I'm like, it's all about the fixed sign this season.
The fixed sign fashion show.
Right, it's all about the fixed sign. Because again, we have that pure Mars energy. Mars right now is in Scorpio. Scorpio is in its most powerful when it's connected with Mars. Mars rules Aries, which is a fire sign. It rules Scorpio, which is a water sign. Aries is fire. It's the direct warrior. Scorpio is more of the spiritual warrior. So I feel like we're going to be in a really, really solid place in terms of our motivation. Very, very stubborn, very unflappable, very unshakable, because of all the fixed sign energy, which is very stubborn, very aware of itself, and very determined to do what it is needs to be done. And that Mars and Scorpio is completely going to rip on through that, yeah.
Just get that energy a-ripping. So we're going to have a lot of initiative, a lot of drive.
A lot of initiative, a lot of determination, a lot of passion, and a lot of very sort of stalwart, stubborn, unmovable, unshakable, passionate...
Bullheaded energy?
Yeah, just very warrior energy, pure warrior energy.
That's good. I'm all for it. I mean, you got to be a warrior in this world at times, and you know, to me, I'm okay with it. It feels okay to me. Definitely. And especially as we face challenges, you know, we just need to be able to stand up to them. So towards the end of this week now, we're going to come into the energy of, now is it the Prince of Swords or Knight of Swords I have there?
We have the Prince of Swords.
You got the Prince of Swords, because see, with the Rider-Waite it gets mixed up, okay? The princes tend to be the knights tend to be the kings.
Right.
It gets a little squirrely. Our Prince of Swords is a powerful masculine energy that's really best attributed to Aquarius.
Yeah.
So now we're going to come into the other side of the axis. We're going to be coming to Aquarius energy, very mental,
Right.
very calculating, can be cold, okay? Can be distant, but razor sharp intelligence, razor sharp thinking, ability to disseminate information. Aquarius is always on the cutting edge of stuff and really likes to, in a way, get out there, but it's kind of like the opposite of Leo.
Right. It is, and also what's interesting is that's going to be the last card for this week's reading, which is going to put us sometime around next Thursday.
Yes.
We're going to be into Scorpio. So again, we're right back to the fixed signs. Can't get away from it at all. We're going to be starting on, which is going to be about, I guess, what, the 22nd, 23rd, I guess, around. We're going to be coming out of Libra, going to Scorpio, which is going to go from air sign Libra, also very mental, into Scorpio, back into the fixed sign energy, back into the very sort of, again, I love that word for this week, stubborn. Stubborn, unmovable, very aware, direct, warrior energy. So
Wow.
it's all about gladiator this week, clearly.
It's gladiator time.
It is. It truly is.
Put on your helmets.
It is, and with Scorpio in that position, it's really it's a spiritual warrior. Like there are all different kinds of warriors in the zodiac, but interesting.
Yeah, that is. That's really, really interesting. So we got some interesting warrior energies coming up this week. A great deal of strength, a great deal of perseverance, a great deal of creativity, and to me that's all good stuff. And speaking of good stuff, how do they get in touch with you?
You can get in touch with me by going to my website, which is www.happyganesh.com. You can shoot me an email. We can do distance readings or local readings. Either one is fine. So you can pretty much contact me completely through my website. I also just posted a new astrology article this morning, all about some of the things that we've talked about today, about Venus and Mars and Scorpio. Venus is in retrograde, what that's going to mean for all of us. Also coming up on the 25th, I have a 4-week astrology class kickoff here at Modern Zen, and that's going to be $30 for an individual class and $110 for the package of all 4. And if you're interested, give me a shout at my website or call the store here at Modern Zen, which is 954-625-6775. There you go.
That's right.
Yes.
That's right, because see, right now we are recording this live at Modern Zen. You know, before we sit down, we really don't talk about the blog that much. I just pull the cards. I just have a cursory look. I show them to her. She goes in her room. She looks up the astrological stuff, and we just sit down and do it. And we do appreciate your support. Your loving support is what keeps the blog going, because a blog without attention becomes a dead blog.
Something that Leos don't like.
Yeah, Leos don't like dead blogs. No, we like living blogs, living listeners, live listeners, live supporters, commentators.
Right.
All that stuff is welcome. And if you want to get in touch with me, you know, because I do readings myself, I do hypnosis, and I do healing stuff, contact me through my website, www.bobdecker.net. Well, friends, we appreciate you tuning into the blog that truly blazes, and until we blaze at you next week, many, many, many blessings.